Hi there. My name is Israel Bocanegra. I'm in Austin, Texas. I belong to a booster club called the Silver and Black of Central Texas. Here's our shirt. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, I'm not doing this message on their behalf by any means. I can't speak for anybody but myself. The reason I'm making this message is I'm hoping to get it out to Raider Nation and eventually to Mark Davis and the rest of the Raider family who work up in Oakland and Alameda. Anyway, I've been a Raider fan since 1972. I saw that game on TV with the Patriots, and we kicked the crap out of them. We were mean and nasty and ugly, and I've been a Raider fan since. Mind you, I was a little kid. But anyway, the reason I'm making this message right now is because we have a rally scheduled for January 30th down in San Antonio, 70 miles from here. And sorry about that. We plan on being there. Our group, the group out of Houston, the group out of Dallas. There's two groups out of Dallas and people from all over Texas to show support for a move to San Antonio, or not San Antonio, but to Central Texas if it's necessary. I can't be there, so I'm doing this message to let you know how important it is to us. I'm from California originally, like I said, and as much as we all want to see it stay in Oakland, we know that's not feasible. Sometimes you just have to talk adult languages and talk about economics and business. I mean, this is business. We know how you feel. Anyway, like I said, I can't speak on behalf of anybody but myself, maybe my family. Texas. Moving to Texas, I know nobody wants to do it. Everybody wants to stay in the Bay Area. It's not, if it doesn't happen, Texas is legitimate. And I hope Red McCombs and some of the Mayor Henry Cisneros and those in San Antonio see this, because this is kind of important. We really feel passionately and strongly about our Raiders and our Raider Nation. We travel well. Matter of fact, I was just at the Kansas City game with a lot of Raider fans, people from Iowa and Nebraska. Shout out to those guys for hosting us. We had a great time. Anyway, I digress. The reason I'm okay with coming to Texas, not just because I live here. I'm not that selfish of a person, but because the fan base is strong and because football is king in this state. There's very few states that rival us when it comes to passion to football. Florida might be one, Pennsylvania, maybe Ohio, California, parts of California, not most of California, but Texas. And we have towns of 3,000 people. Matter of fact, anyway, those towns of 3,000 people have a stadium that seats 6,000. And on a Friday night, there's no seats available. It's packed. Standing room only. Why? Because Texas loves football. Through and through. University of Texas, right here in Austin, seats 100,000 people, and it's a pretty good crowd. Anyway, that's not, my point is that moving to Central Texas is not a bad thing. We'll support like you wouldn't believe. The fan base, the people here, the people are more genuine in Texas than just about anywhere in the world. And I've been around the world twice. I did 2 Navy tours at sea and been most of the places. And the only place that rivals the hospitality of Texans is maybe Australia. Aussies, God bless them. I love those guys. And I spent a lot of time down there, so yeah, trust me. Anyway, the one thing about Raider fans, we just want a good team. Home is, yeah, it's important. Do we want to call them Oakland? Is the name that important? To some people it is. Why? Because they're born and raised in Oakland or in the Bay Area, whatever. So my take on this is, why not do a temporary deal with San Antonio? 2 or 3 years. I don't know how that'll work out financially, probably not very well. And then move back to Oakland when you got a stadium built. We'd love to have you for 2 or 3 years. If you can't do it and you need to move out permanently, let me tell you what, we have easy solutions in Texas. Texas has lots of land. And the land that's between San Antonio and Austin, there's many towns, New Braunfels, San Marcos, Buda, Kyle. Anyway, if you put the stadium in one of those properties that are not incorporated, then incorporate your own town. Put a post office in it. Call the town New Oakland. Why not? There's a New Orleans, New York, New Jersey, New Mexico. Why not New Oakland? That's a great name. Or whatever. Just make sure the fans like the name, because nobody likes the name San Antonio Raiders. It doesn't ring, doesn't rhyme, doesn't go. So anyway, maybe Austintonio. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense either. But anyway, you could do that. You could incorporate into a town down there. Put a little post office right there inside the stadium. But you're gonna need to put a Dairy Queen there because you're not a real town in Texas unless you got a Dairy Queen. It sounds funny, but it's kind of true. Anyway, and an In-N-Out Burger. We have those here in Texas now, so throw one on there. And the stadium. You don't need to build a Taj Mahal. You know, one of the things we like about Mark Davis is that he's not an arrogant ass. I mean, sorry about the language. He's not pompous. He's not, you know, we like that he's humble. Good guy, Mark Davis. Anyway, the stadium, just build it for the fans. Make it a good stadium where everybody has a good seat. Something like Arrowhead Stadium, where, and as much as I hate the Chiefs, but that stadium, there isn't a bad seat in the house. Build a stadium like that. We don't need to have Super Bowl. We don't need to host Super Bowls. Hell, we just need to win them. Win the damn Super Bowl. Anyway, I digress. Again. And once again, we're glad you don't have the ego. And I'm talking about Mark Davis. There's an idea out there, Mark, and I hope you're hearing this, and I hope some of you people in Raider Nation will back this up. And this has to do more with legals and financials. But let the Raider Nation buy the new stadium. Let us do it. There's booster clubs all over the country. Sell us shares. Stay the majority stockholder. Sell us shares. Raise enough money through an IPO of some sort. I'm not sure how it's done. I have friends that are smarter and probably figure that answer out. But we'll raise the money for you. The fans will. Of course, we're going to want seats. What's the big deal? Matter of fact, every booster club in America that's an official Raider booster club should have season tickets. At least 4 or 6 or 8. That way we can travel to some games when we want to. And if we can't use them, we'll sell them to other Raiders. But we should have dibs on seats. We shouldn't be scrounging for tickets when we're part of Raider Nation. So think about the fans. Think about Raider Nation, because that's who owns the team. It shouldn't be owned by a Davis or anybody else or some of those other people. It should be owned by the fans. We're the reason you exist. Anyway, I'm trying not to cuss or anything like that. And you know, another thing that was a good idea that I heard recently. Why not make Howie Long, and Howie, I hope you're seeing this, why don't you make him the face of the company? The face of the Raider Nation. You can still be the owner, Mark. Just make Howie a lead executive. He's smart. He's handsome, he's tall, he's intimidating. See how many of those owners will backstab Howie Long? Not many, I guarantee it. Although they're snakes. But anyway, yeah, let that happen. It'll energize the base. I promise you it will. Just something to think about. I'm reading my notes. I apologize. Let me talk up Austin and Central Texas in San Antonio. Beautiful place. We got some hot weather, but we don't have cold winters. We have some pretty lakes and some pretty rivers. San Antonio is one of the top tourist spots in the world. Look it up if you don't believe me. I believe they are the 7th largest city in the world, or in the country, San Antonio is, and I believe Austin's the 11th. Between the two cities, there's well over 4 million people. If you want to include the rest of Central Texas and South Texas, add another 4 million people. And I'm telling you, that's a significant base. What it means in television ratings and market, I don't know, don't even care. If Green Bay and Buffalo can have teams, so can the Raiders, and so can Texas. So anyway, Austin, most of you already know about Austin, Texas. It's one of the high-tech cities in the country. It's booming, growing like crazy. For those of you football players that are watching this, there's opportunities here to be in movies. We have a large film industry here. We do TV commercials, television shows, movies. I believe we're the 5th largest in the country at making movies. I think it's LA, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, and then us, something like that. But Austin's up there. We're pretty proud of it. And it's one of the prettiest cities in America. It's my 2nd favorite city in America, my 3rd favorite in North America. I love Vancouver, British Columbia, and I love San Diego. And you San Diego Raider fans down there, y'all are crazy. But I love you guys. Love that place. Look, I listen to 95.7 The Game all the time. So does my son, so does some of my friends. We feel connected to the Bay Area, but we definitely feel more connected to Oakland. And the Raiders, I mean, and we want to land on our feet. We want something to be proud of, and we're willing as a fan base to be proud of it. I can't stress enough how much we care about the team. It's painful for us to watch us play bad. And sometimes we don't care if we lose. We care if we lose badly. If we play a hell of a game and lose, it's a party. We'll respect that. And as far as having that kind of passion, I'm telling you, it's here in Texas. It's here. If it can't be in the Bay Area, it should be in Central Texas. San Antonio's very prideful. I'm a Spurs fan, used to be a Spurs season ticket holder. That's another thing. You move to Central Texas, I guarantee you'll sell a lot of season tickets. Count me in for 4 right now. Mark it down, if not more. And not to mention the booster clubs. Look, before I close this video out, I really just want to tell Raider Nation and you, Mark Davis, and the owners and other investors, give Texas a chance, more than you already have. Come look at Austin for a few days. Come look in San Antonio for a few days. Look at some of the high school stadiums around here. They're enormous. Why? Because they sell out. It's insane. We're passionate about football. And there aren't any more fans more passionate about about the NFL team than the Raider Nation. I can guarantee you that. There's some close, but now we're it. So before you leave a comment down below, don't be negative. Don't hate. Whoever's commenting, you know what? There's too much negativity and too much hate in this country already. We don't need it anymore. Knock it off. Just be cool. Write something constructive. If you got something, not positive to say, whatever. But this video, I hope it reaches the right people. It's a heartfelt message. I'm telling you, my brethren's here in Texas would love to have you guys. We would love to have Raiders here, and we'll support you any way we can. Let us know what we can do. Like I said, we want the Raider Nation to be proud again. We think we can do that here in Texas. Thanks.